A major actual play star says nobody needs another Critical Role. And we're pretty sure the Critical Role cast agrees.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Before we dive into the role of Critical Role going forward, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons? It's free, it only takes a second, and we really do appreciate it. And then, let's talk some Critical Role. Anjali Bhimani has been a frequent guest star on Critical Role, as well as Dimension 20, appearing as part of the EXU series half a dozen times alone, and is one of the best known names in the actual play scene today. So when she spoke with Popverse about her new Dungeons & Dragons actual play, Tales from Wood Creek, which also features Deborah Ann Wall as a DM and the Dungeon Dudes, she raised a lot of eyebrows when she said, quote, "Nobody needs another Critical Role. Nobody needs another Dimension 20. Everybody wants to see something new and different and unique to the people who are creating it." That quote caught a lot of fans' attention, but if you really drill down into the context of what Bhimani was saying, and look at the actions of Critical Role themselves in the last year or so, you'll see that not only is it not a bad thing at all, but the actual Critical Role cast seems to agree with that sentiment. For a solid decade, countless actual plays have basically risen and fallen, all trying to become their own version of Critical Role. But really, with extremely few exceptions, it was only the actual plays that substantially veered away from what Critical Role's formula was, that rose up to become big successes in their own rights, like Dimension 20 with its shorter episodes and constantly shifting campaign settings, or Legends of Evantris that kind of backed away from some of that deep drama of Critical Role in favor of pure hilarity much closer to the OG actual plays like Acquisitions Incorporated, which we'll get to shortly, and focused on making amazing bite-sized shorts and TikTok content to go along with it. Trying to just be the next Critical Role was basically stagnating the entire actual play scene for years, as the so-called Mercer effect even trickled into home games across the globe. But to Anjali's point, no one really could capture that same Critical Role magic, and a lot of actual plays were going down trying, which is something even Critical Role appears to be very aware of given their recent moves, which have all been based on putting a spotlight on other styles of actual play, but all under the ever-growing umbrella of their media empire. It would have been incredibly easy for Critical Role to have just doubled down and made more main cast, main campaigns, especially since the debut of Daggerheart right before Campaign 4. Having a Daggerheart and a D&D main campaign all featuring some, if not all of the main Critical Role cast, with some kind of alternating schedule would have just been an easy move to make. But it also would have been Critical Role just sort of spinning off another version of Critical Role, which is clearly something they don't have any interest in. Even their other Exandria-based series, the Reslayer's Take, was both audio-only, shorter, kid-friendly, and featured an entirely different cast. Instead, perhaps realizing that the saturation point for Critical Role-style actual plays is already extremely high, given the 4 to 5 hour weekly episodes fans are already scheduling out time for, Critical Role decided to push other, drastically different actual plays to the forefront on their own Beacon platform, including the hilarious Tales from the Stinky Dragon, the wildly experimental and borderline audio drama Myths series, and now the brand new Daggerheart version of the classic Acquisitions Incorporated actual play. There's only so much time in an actual play fan's day for consuming content, and Critical Role is doing such a good job of filling up that main slot that having more clones of it, even ones created by the cast themselves, just doesn't make sense at this point. It's like going to a restaurant and ordering a porterhouse steak with a side of porterhouse steak and a porterhouse steak for dessert. You just fill up too fast and everyone burns out and gets exhausted. Instead, they, along with Anjali Bhimani, whose new actual play Tales from Wood Creek is part actual play, part live-action mystery/escape room come to life, have realized that you need some variety to go along with your entree.
So instead of just having the main Critical Role cast run a new campaign with Daggerheart, we see them promoting the hilarious Acquisitions Inc. as the standard bearer for Daggerheart in the realm of actual plays instead, all under the umbrella of the big Critical Role/Beacon media empire, but distinct and definitely different from the main Critical Role campaigns. With its shorter run times and focus on humor and huge backlog of lore to draw on that's outside the realm of Critical Role entirely. We've reached a point where Critical Role is so big they basically had to reinvent even themselves with Campaign 4 and its new huge cast and West Marches format to keep their own content relevant and their cast from burning out. so trying to emulate what Critical Role was or what they currently are just doesn't make sense, and the actual plays that are succeeding in this new environment are the ones taking that advice and running with it by creating something new and different. And that even includes Critical Role themselves, whose new format and new cast has seen a huge rise in viewership that we haven't seen since the pandemic. So in a world where even Critical Role couldn't just keep on being another Critical Role campaign, what other amazing innovations will we see to the actual play format? And will Critical Role's business savvy see it popping up on their Beacon platform? Anjali Bhimani said in her interview that now is the time to offer an evolution to the format for this audience. And with even the biggest actual play of them all trying to find new formats for their own main campaign and pushing forward other far more different actual plays on their own platforms, a change is clearly coming. Will it be some hybrid live entertainment format like Tales from Wood Creek, or interactive virtual sets like we saw in Echoes of the Father or the Geek and Sundry Pathfinder actual plays from earlier this year? The answer is really in your hands and the hands of the other actual play fans out there, and we can't wait to see what this next evolution of actual plays winds up being.
So what do you think? Have you grown tired of the Critical Role clones and are looking for something new in your actual plays when you're not watching Campaign 4? Let us know down in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.